Looking for something, Commander?
The galaxy can be a dangerous place. Choose the fertile lands.
Zorgon Peterson, where finesse follows function.
The Cobra Mark III. Falcon de Lacey, bridging the stars for half a millennium. The galaxy can be a dangerous place. Choose the fertile lands. Falcon de Lacey, bridging the stars for half a millennium.
Zorgon Peterson, where finesse follows function. Zorgon Peterson, where finesse follows function.
The Cobra Mark III. Falcon de Lacey, bridging the stars for half a millennium. Falcon de Lacey, bridging the stars for half a millennium. The galaxy can be a dangerous place. Choose the fertile lands. Falcon de Lacey, bridging the stars for half a millennium.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity.
No gravity. Magnetic contact active.
Attention all personnel. Carrier jump sequence has been initiated. Attention. Carrier jump sequence is underway. Lockdown begins in 5 minutes. We're ready for our next tour. Assignments have been confirmed and crew are on standby. Maintenance team Sierra 2, please master the communications array.
Reports are coming in from Delta Squad. Be on the lookout for smuggler traffic in the area.
Any passengers who wish to remain in the system must depart the carrier within the next few minutes. We have an airlock malfunction at the Hague. Maintenance unit, please respond. All available medical personnel, please report to the engineering desk. Services are offline. Market access is unavailable until the jump is complete.
Stand by for landing pad down.
Attention! Carrier is now under pre-flight lockdown. All services have been suspended. Attention all personnel. The frameshift drive has been engaged. Attention. Counting down to jump. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hull integrity compromised. Landing gear retracted. Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage. Landing gear deployed.
Landing successful. Dispatching ground crew. Report to station services for more information, Commander.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity. Landing gear retracted.
Landing couple of indicators. Restrict speed until clear of the station perimeter.
deployed.
Landing successful. Ship secured. Happy to have you, Commander.
Landing gear retracted.
Ship is ready. Ship is lit off.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Tamari Oscar, November PNG. We've prepared a landing pad for arrival, Commander. Welcome to our station. Access granted. Prep for arrival on landing pad 02. You are clear for automated approach, Commander.
Landing gear deployed.
Landing complete. Dispatching ground crew. Enjoy the visit, Commander.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity. Landing gear retracted.
Landing coupling disengaged. Restrict speed until clear of the station perimeter.
Frameshift drive charging.
Flight control out.
4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Comms are open, Commander. Do you need to land? Request confirmed. Proceed to your landing pad, Commander. Clearance to land granted. Your computer is ready.
Landing gear deployed. gear retracted.
Ship is ready. Ship is liftoff.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1, engage. Landing gear deployed. Cargo hold at maximum capacity. Landing gear retracted.
Ship released. You are clear to leave.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Who becomes a Twilio developer? People who code as a side hustle. People who lead.
We have looked at a lot of ballin' GPUs over the years, whether it's the 6 Titan Vs we had for the 6 Editors project, 3 GV100 Quadros for 12K ultra-wide gaming, or even this unreleased mining GPU, the CMP170HX. There are not a lot of cards out there that we have not been able to get our hands on in one way or another. Except for one. Until now. The NVIDIA A100. This is their absolute top dog AI enterprise, high performance compute, big data analytics monster, and they refused to send it to me. Well, I got one anyway, NVIDIA, so deal with it. Just like everyone's got to deal with my segues. Smart Deploy provides out-of-the-box Windows imaging support for over 1,500 computer models. You can deploy one Windows image to any hardware model with ease, and you can get free licenses with over $500 at smartdeploy.com/Linus. The first 2 questions on your mind are probably why we weren't able to get one of these, and what ultimately changed that resulted in me holding one in my hands right now. The answer to the first one is that NVIDIA just plain doesn't seed these things to reviewers, and at a cost of about $10,000. It's not the sort of thing that I would just, buy because I got that swag.
Landing gear
You know what I'm
deployed.
saying? As for how we got one, I can't tell you. And in fact, we even blacked out the serial number to prevent the fan who reached out offering to get us one from getting identified. This individual agreed to let us do anything we want with it, so you can bet your butt we're going to be taking it apart. And all we had to offer in return was that we would test Ethereum mining on it, send a shroud that'll allow him to actually cool the thing, and reassemble it before we return it. So let's compare it really quickly to the CMP170HX, which is the most similar card that we have. It's this silver metal, and it's not ribbed for my pleasure.
All right.
And we actually have one other point of comparison. This isn't a perfect one. This is an RTX 3090, and what would have been maybe more apt is the Quadro, or rather they dropped the Quadro branding, but the A6000. Unfortunately, that's another really expensive card that I don't have a legitimate reason to buy, and NVIDIA wouldn't send me those for the comparison either. So the specs on this are pretty similar. We're gonna use it as a stand-in since it's not really a workstation anyway. So the A100. This is a 40 gigabyte card. I'm gonna let that sink in for a second. And the craziest part is that 40 gigs is not even enough for the kinds of workloads that these cards are used to crunch through. We're talking enormous data sets to the point where this 40 gig model is actually obsolete now, replaced by an 80 gig model. And these NVLink bridge connectors on the top here, let's go ahead and pull these off. These
4, 3,
are used to link up multiples of these cards so they can all pool memory and work on even larger data sets. Now, the die at the center of it is a 7nm TSMC manufactured GPU called the GA100. We're gonna pop this shroud off. We're gonna take a look at it. It has a base clock of just 765 megahertz, but it'll boost up to 1410. That memory runs at a whopping 1.5 terabytes a second of bandwidth on a massive 5,120-bit bus. It's got 6,912 CUDA cores and a, 250 watt TDP? Woo! She's packing.
Oh, you're just going for it.
I'm going right for it.
Jeez.
This is Linus Tech Tips.
Basically, every part of this is identical to the CMP card.
It kind of looks that way. The colors are just
Yeah, but it looks like the clamshell's two pieces in the same manner. There's no display outputs, the fins look the same.
Now, here's something. The CMP card specifically didn't even contain the hardware for video encode, if I recall correctly.
Yeah, this doesn't have NVENC.
Okay, so it's not that it was fused off, it's that it's just plain not on the chip.
Not on GA100, yeah.
Okay,
So
but
GA102, which is like 3090,
yes.
does have it. And A6000.
Okay, you ready?
Oh god. So yeah,
Okay.
it's like exactly the same on the inside. Same jank power connector.
Wow, that is super jank. Check this out, guys. It uses a single 8-pin EPS power connector, which you might think is a PCIe power connector. So here, look, I'll show you guys. This is an 8-pin, like normal GPU connector, but watch. He no go in. But if we take the connector out of our CPU socket on the motherboard, there you go. Oh, well, the clips are interfering a little bit. I mean, what the heck is going on here, ladies and gentlemen?
You need more power.
Yeah, exactly.
So you can combine two PCIe connectors into that.
I can't remember how to get it out of here. I see the fingerprint on the technician in the center of the card, though.
I think we have to unclip this part first.
Mm.
Oh, there's a little screw, right?
Yep, there's a little screw.
Haha, third type of screws. Mm-hmm. But you
Yourself.
didn't see that one. Where is it? Face is a nerd.
Your butt's a nerd. Ooh.
I said,
Not coming off, eh?
you gotta like tilt it out. Whoa, 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 don't pull the cooler off.
See, it's like it's caught back here. Hey, oh, hey, oh, hey, how you doing?
Jesus. Stressful. Look, maybe if we break it, you'll actually have to buy one.
I don't want to buy one. That's not the goal.
What?
I thought you put your hand up for a high five. I was like, well, what are you talking about? I don't want to buy one.
Why not? Whoa, what is going on here? You see that?
It looks like there was a thermal pad there or something, but there isn't. It's like
actually-
greasy.
No, look at it closer. It's not greasy. It's like, you see how this is like brushed almost? Or like looks like somebody
blasted.
sandblasted
Yeah.
it. That part's not. I don't remember that on this card.
Retracted.
Alright, so the spring loading mechanism is just from the bend to the back plate.
So, I checked the CMP thing. Doesn't look like it.
I wonder why they would have a
This doesn't look brushed at all. What did we, last time we twisted?
I don't think we did.
Maybe we did. I just
I'm
looked
pretty
at the
sure
video.
I'm pretty sure I just reamed it.
No, you were against reaming on it, and then we were like, just twist a little.
I'm for reaming.
Oh god. Ah, it has an IHS. It looks basically the same. We have to clean that one.
So, yep, that's the same thing, all right. I mean, this isn't the first time NVIDIA has used the same silicon in two different products with two different capabilities. This is the same thing with their Quadro lineup versus their GeForce lineup, where things will just be disabled through drivers or fusing off different functional units on the chip. What I want to know then is, besides the lack of NVLink connectors on this one,
Well, they are in there. They're just not accessible. They probably don't work.
right? What is the difference in function between them?
Well, this one doesn't have full PCIe 16X. It
Right.
has less memory. I think it has way less transistors, but it is still a GA100.
Yeah, so the transistors are there.
Yeah, they're probably just not functional. Let me see what the chip number is on that one.
Yeah, because weren't we not even able to find a proper NVIDIA.com reference to this one anyway? So we're just relying on someone else's spec sheet. So
Yeah.
the transistor count could just be wrong.
Okay, so this is... So the CMP card was a GA...
This guy.
Yeah, what a weirdo. GA100-105F. And this is a GA100-833.
If it's a GA100, I guess it could be a different I mean, it used to be back in the day, you would assume that it's just using the same silicon as the GeForce cards because NVIDIA's data center business hadn't gotten that big yet. But nowadays, they can totally justify an individual, like, new die design for a particular lineup of enterprise
And
cards.
interestingly enough, the SXM version doesn't have an IHS. At least it seems that way. But the SXM version is also like 400 watts, and this is like 250.
Yeah, totally different classes of capabilities. All right, let's put it back together then, shall we?
I got you new goop.
Goop me.
I brought 2 goops.
Going for the no-look catch.
Oh yeah,
Yes!
baby!
X marks the spot, my finest work.
Landing gear deployed.
Probably not. Backing it up.
Cool story, bro.
Thanks. Thanks, bro. Where's our back plate? Did you take it? Oh, shoot.
Yes.
Black. I thought it was gold. I was looking for gold.
Aren't we all?
I don't know about you, but I found my gold.
What's that?
Yvonne.
Shut up.
All right. Let's get going here. Which one do you want to put on the bench first?
What do you mean? We're not going to compare to that thing.
Oh.
It doesn't do anything.
Okay.
We don't need this thing.
Then here we go, boys.
See you later. We can't put this in the first slot because we don't have a display output.
You like the bottom one? You're a bottom?
Sure.
This is how you flex IT style. Now you might have noticed at some point that the A100 doesn't have any sort of cooling fan. It's just one big fat long heatsink with a giant vapor chamber under it to spread the heat from that massive GPU. So Jake actually designed what we call the Shroudinator. It allows us to take these 2 screws that are on the back of the card for securing it in a server chassis because that's how it's designed to be used. So it's passive, but there's lots of airflow going through the chassis, and then lets us take those screw holes and mount a fan to the back of the card. It's frankly not amazing.
What? No! That is aerodynamics at its peak. You should hire me to work on F1 cars, okay?
Yeah, not so much.
Yeah, it only blows probably more air out this end from the back pressure than it does out this end.
Yeah.
But it's enough to cool it, I swear.
It is.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and turn on the computer, shall we?
Okay, so a couple interesting points here. It wouldn't boot right off the bat. You have to enable above 4G decoding. And then I also had to go in and I think it's called like 4G MMIO or something like that. I had to set that to 42.
Okay.
The answer to the universe.
Yes, thank you. And they are both here. A100 PCIe 40 frickin' gigabytes.
Gear retracted.
I installed the like game ready driver for the 3090, and then I installed the data center driver. But the game ready driver, it still showed as like active and you can do stuff with A100 and vice versa. So it's probably fine.
Now, interestingly,
No, I don't think it did.
Frameshift drive charging.
classroom, BMW is probably too short.
Yeah, let's do faster. I think BMW went up 3090.
That's also like the spiciest 3090.
That you can get, yeah, pretty much. It's just so thick. Why would you ever use it?
Because you
Is
want
it even doing anything? Like,
Here's one reason, because we can do classroom renders in 1 minute and 18 seconds, that's why.
okay, well, what about the A100? Oh, you didn't plug the fan in, eh?
Oh, whoops. How hot is this?
Probably warm.
Fortunately, it hasn't been doing anything. Time to beat is 1 minute and 18 seconds. So let's go ahead and see how it does.
It feels like this is the intake. I mean, it's hot, so
Oh yeah, it's like,
But-
oh, it's going, Jake. It's going. You did good.
it works enough. This should be like this is a
Should be way faster.
way.
It's actually slower.
Not by
A
much.
few seconds, but it's slower.
So it's worse in CUDA. What about optics? So the interesting thing is this card doesn't have ray tracing cores. The 3090 does. So you'd think that optics would only work on the 3090, right?
Do you want me to just try the A100?
Yeah, sure. It's still GPU compute.
I mean, you gotta give it to it in terms of efficiency. For real though, even running 2 renders to the 3090's 1, the average power consumption here is still lower.
Yeah,
Like,
well,
it's-
and looking at while it's running, it's like 150 watts
Yeah,
versus 350 or whatever it was on the 3090.
yeah. Ready to go again?
Yep.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Man, this thing is fast.
What's the power consumption?
Holy bananas.
353. The fan is still
gear
like
deployed.
just. I want one of these. This looks sick. Dude,
Okay.
it's way faster.
Yeah, there's no question. We don't even need to.
It's gonna
finish
be
this.
like
This
30
is-
seconds.
Yeah, not even close.
I want to know why.
I would love to know why.
You said it earlier. You just weren't really thinking about it. This has half the CUDA cores of a 3090. It's like 7,000.
Right. So it's just full of like machine learning stuff.
Yeah. So it has basically half the CUDA cores. So the fact that it is even close is kind of crazy in CUDA. But in optics, what I found out is optics will use the tensor cores for like AI denoising, which
nothing else.
you'll see in there. So I think it's falling back to CUDA for the other stuff.
Got it.
But the 3090 has ray tracing and tensor cores, so
Right.
it just demolishes.
Where's the thing where you can select apps and then tell it which GPU to use? Yeah, here we go. No. So it will not allow you to select the A100 to run games, even if we could pipe it through our onboard or through a different graphics card like we did with that
doesn't have DirectX
mining card ages ago. No DirectX support whatsoever.
Let's check it in GPU-Z.
So way fewer CUDA cores. You can see that. We go from over 10,000 to a lot less than 10,000. Pixel fill rate's actually higher. I guess that's your HBM2 memory talking. 1.5 gigabytes per second. It's a 39, or 1.5 terabytes per second. It's like almost,
50%
yeah,
more.
60% almost. Holy bananas.
But what about the supported tech? Yeah, so we can do CUDA, OpenCL, PhysX.
Sure.
We should set it as the PhysX card.
Dedicated PhysX card. All the ragdolls everywhere.
Hull integrity compromised.
That's interesting.
Go to the advanced tab, because you can select like. Well, what about like the X12? It's the same as the mining card.
Frameshift drive charging.
You can mine on it.
4,
All right, so we can try that.
2,
Yeah, we can do mining or folding.
I have a feeling it's gonna kind of suck for that too. There's no
I don't-
AI in mining.
I think so. It's still a big GPU, dude. So you can't.
Well, suck is relative, right? Like, for the
I
price,
think-
you'd never buy
Oh,
it.
I think it might be better than the CMP card though. Just a little
Shut
bit.
up.
I think so. So the only thing you can adjust, I think this is the same with the CMP card, is the core clock and the power limit. You can't mess with the memory speed.
And you can move the power limit only down, it looks like.
Yeah. Top is the 3090, bottom's the
Wow, that is a crap ton faster than the 3090.
It's pretty much the same as the CMP, but look at the efficiency.
714 kilohash per watt.
Lower the power limit to like 80. It's a little bit lower speed.
Yeah.
You can go, I don't know, we probably don't have to tinker with this too much. It doesn't draw that much power to begin with this.
Yeah, I think it's pretty freaking efficient right out of the box.
I mean, the efficiency is better. It's a little bit better. But before it was doing 175 megahash roughly at 250 watts. So it's pretty damn good. 3090, you can probably do like 300 watts, 120 megahash. We're running the folding client now. I've had it running for a few minutes and it's kind of hard to say. The thing with folding is based on whatever project you're running, which is whatever job the server has sent you to process, your points per day will be higher or lower. So it's possible that the A100 got a job that rewards less points than the 3090 did.
Right.
It does look like it's a bit higher, but you can see our 39, this is like a little like comparison app thing, is 31% lower than the
Landing
average.
gear deployed.
So it's probably just that this job doesn't give you that many points.
Got it.
The interesting part is the 3090 is drawing 400
watt. 400. Holy
The
shnikes.
A100 is drawing.
240. Man, that's efficient. And performance per watt, maybe gamers don't care that much. Actually, we know for a fact gamers don't care that much. In the data center, that's everything because the cost of the card is trivial compared to the cost of power delivery and cooling on a data center scale.
Especially when you have 8 of these with a 400 watt power budget like you would get on the SXM cards in a single chassis times 50 chassis. Like, that's a lot of power.
Let's try something machine learning.
Unfortunately for obvious reasons. Most machine learning or deep learning, whatever you want to call it, benchmarks don't run on Windows. So instead, I've switched over to Ubuntu, and we've set up the CUDA toolkit, which is going to include our GPU drivers that we need to even run the thing, as well as Docker and the NVIDIA Docker container, which will allow us to run the benchmark. We're going to be running the ResNet 50 benchmark, which runs within TensorFlow 2. This is a really, really common benchmark for big data clusters and stuff, except our cluster is just one GPU. In a separate window, I've got NVIDIA SMI running. It's kind of like the Linux version of MSI Afterburner, but it's made by NVIDIA, so not quite. But what it's good for is at least telling us our power and the memory usage, which we should see spike a lot when we run this benchmark. I took the liberty of pre-creating a command to run the benchmark, so we're going to be running with XLA on to hopefully bump the numbers a bit. We will do that for the A100 as well, so no worries there, it should be the same, as well as using a, what do you want? Look, he left because he didn't have time for this, and now he's back. This is the world's most expensive lint roller. I don't even remember what I was saying, damn it. Distractions aside, we're going to be running with XLA on. That'll probably give us a bit higher number than you would normally, but it is still accurate, and we're going to be running the same settings on the A100 as well, so no concerns there. We'll also be using a batch size of 512, as well as FP16 rather than FP32. So if you want to recreate these tests yourself, you totally can. Let's see what our 3090 can do. Look at that. 24 gigs of VRAM completely used. I don't know if there's any application aside from like Premiere that will use all that VRAM. I'm sure Andy can attest to that. Okay, 1,400 images a second. That's pretty respectable. I think like a V100, which is the predecessor to the A100, does like less than 1,000. So the fact that a 3090, which is a consumer gaming card, can pull off those kind of numbers is huge. Mind you, the wattage, 412 watts. That's a lot of power. It'll be interesting to see how much more efficient the A100 is when we try that after. The test is done now, and the average total images per second is 1,435. It's pretty good. I've gone ahead and added our A100 so we can run the benchmarks on that instead, and I'm expecting this is going to be substantially more performant. So it's the same test. I'm just going to run the command here. I'm going to wait a few seconds. We got NVIDIA SMI up again. You can see that it's just running on the A100. The RAM on the 3090 is not getting filled. We're just using that as a display output. See all 40 gigabytes used. That's crazy. If we thought the 3090 was fast, look at that, Andy. That's like a full 1,000 images more. We're getting like 2,400 instead of 1,400. And the icing on the cake, if you look at NVIDIA SMI, we're using like 250 watts instead of 400, while getting like almost double the performance. That is nuts.
Probably the coolest thing about this whole experience, though, is seeing the Ampere architecture on a 7-nanometer manufacturing process. Because you got to remember, while none of this is applicable to our daily business, what this card does do is excite me for the next generation of NVIDIA GPUs. Because even though the word on the street is that the upcoming Ada Lovelace architecture is not going to be that different from Ampere, consider this. NVIDIA's gaming lineup is built on Samsung's 8-nanometer node, while the A100 is built on TSMC's 7-nanometer node. Now, we've talked a fair bit about how nanometers from one fab to another can't really be directly compared in that way, but what we can do is say that it is rumored that NVIDIA will be building the newer Ada Lovelace gaming GPUs on TSMC's 5-nanometer node, which should perform even better than their 7-nanometer node. And if the efficiency improvements are anything like what we're seeing here, we are expecting those cards to be absolute freaking monsters. So, good luck buying one. Hey, at least you can buy one of these. We've got new pillows. That's right. This is the, what are we calling it? The Couch Ripper. It's an AMD-themed version of our CPU pillow with alpaca and regular filling blend. And this video is brought to you by our sponsor, ID Agent. 90% of data breaches start with a phishing email. So you can reduce your organization's chance of experiencing a cybersecurity disaster by up to 70% with security awareness training that includes phishing simulation. Bullfish ID by ID Agent is a phishing simulation platform that transforms your biggest attack surface into your biggest defensive asset. You can add every employee to your security team with security awareness training that empowers them to spot and stop phishing threats. You can automate training campaigns and reporting for stress-free, consistent training that gets results. Choose from a rich set of plug-and-play phishing campaign kits and video lessons accompanied by short quizzes, or you can create your own phishing campaigns and training materials easily. Bullfish ID provides effective, affordable one-stop phishing resistance training that fits any business and budget. Get 2 months for free and 50% off setup at Bullfish ID at it.idagent.com/Linus. If you guys enjoyed this video, maybe go check out our previous video looking in more depth at the CMP170HX.
I like this a little better.
If we were smart, we'd be mining on this, but
Yeah,
we're not that smart.
Well, you know, mining is bad.
Could a one-on-one training session with Jimmy Bullard make you a better player? Well, this is exactly the kind of thing you want to see. It's happening right now. With the help of me, Stephen Tries, Statman Dave, a football icon Jimmy Bullard, Specsavers is on a mission to make Cavaliers FC the best worst team in the country. How, you ask? Watch more to find out.
All decks have signed off. The crew is set for hyperspace.
Frameshift drive calculations and complete. Uploading telemetry.
Attention all personnel. The frameshift drive has been engaged. Attention. Counting down to jump. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
I've spent 10 months upgrading everything in Minecraft to create the ultimate survival. I'm transforming practically every in-game biome and structure on a massive scale and in insane detail, all for you to experience in survival Minecraft. The USW is going to include story and secrets, hidden loot, and so many extras for you to discover, spanning across a 16 million block island. So far, we've already transformed all of these biomes on the island, with only the taiga and the snowy mountains left to tackle. However, there's still plenty left for us to upgrade before moving on to those final biomes. So, in today's episode, we'll be turning our attention to the caves of the Ultimate Survival World, and more importantly, the inter-biome mining network. Minecraft has finally wrapped up its Caves and Cliffs update with 1.18, and now the latest 1.19 Deep Dark Snapshot has been released. This update is shaping up to be one of, if not the best yet. So I knew it was time to transform the USW's caves, especially with 1.18's new building. We're going to be combining the beautiful elements of the 1.18 Lush Caves with the brand new mysterious features revealed in the 1.19 Deep Dark Snapshot. And even though this update hasn't officially released yet, we know a fair amount of what to expect, especially when it comes to the builds, since most of the key blocks are already available in some form and the main structures have been revealed. But what key features of each update are we going to incorporate in today's transformation? For 1.18, we have the Lush Caves and the Dripstone Caves, including Amethyst Geodes, Glowberries, Spore Blossoms, and Pointed Dripstone. For 1.19, we have the Deep Dark and the Ancient City, primarily using Deep Slate and Skulk blocks. We also know that Ancient Cities are going to be relatively large in size, sprawling across different levels and contain Soul Fires and Soul Lanterns. One of the most anticipated additions is the Warden, which we'll definitely not be forgetting about in this upgrade as well. So we're going to be combining these elements of these cave types to create the ultimate lush, deep dark dwarven cave. I guess we better start by updating the world. Before we do that though, I've noticed that 39.8% of you currently watching are actually subscribed. Now that's improved a lot from the last upload, but that's still way too low, so make sure to subscribe and support the channel. And while you're down there, let me know you enjoy the content by liking the video. Let's get to 250,000 likes for the next USW episode. And don't forget to check out the mini movie series over on the Steph Blocks channel after this video. She's just uploaded the jungle episode, where you'll head on an epic adventure through the wilderness, coming face to face with terrifying creatures, and finding yourself stranded in a catastrophic elemental storm. Before we continue with the building, let's hear about today's sponsor. Dragon City is an epic mobile game that's free to play on all devices. You can literally create your own army of dragons on the go. By collecting food, gold, and gems, you can grow your city whilst gathering a ferocious horde of dragons with varying elements and rarities. Now, of course, to build your dragon army, you'll have to breed your dragons to get new eggs to hatch. Get ready for dragon parenthood, because these dragon babies need plenty of food and training to make sure they evolve and are ready to do you proud in battle. After nurturing your dragon kids, they'll soon be ready for PvP fights, where you can challenge your friends and fellow dragon masters to epic combat and arena battles. Prove yourself in the arena and become a member of an alliance, where you can hang out with fellow dragon masters, join exclusive events, and unlock special rewards. And if that's not enough to keep you occupied, there are weekly minigames and a battle pass with daily prizes and dragons up for grabs. So click the link in the description to download the game, and you'll get a special starter pack for free, including 15,000 food, 30,000 gold, and the Fortune Dragon. So get a head start in building your dragon army today. Anyway, let's get going with the transformation. Now, you guys may remember that our 1.17 USW island sat in the middle of an ocean biome with caves generated by World Painter, along with a few custom additions. But since upgrading to 1.18, something pretty epic has happened to the world generation. There are now a ton of these 1.18 lands scattered beyond the USW's oceans for you guys to explore and make your own, with all of this magnificent natural land to journey across, as well as naturally generated caves with plenty of extra ore. But it wouldn't be a Trixie Blocks build without some Easter eggs and surprises, so these new islands will really be a great place for off-island excursions and adventures. Don't worry though, these distant lands won't ruin the USW experience. The main island remains special as the exclusive home to the different biomes and structures, so don't get lost. This island is essential to your survival. Now, if you've been following the other USW episodes, you may remember me mentioning that several of the biomes' people made pacts, and even had complex trading relationships. This cave is actually home to the hub of the Interbiome Mining Network, where the indigenous people of the desert, mesa, and jungle banded together to strengthen their collective resources via a complex network of mines. What I didn't mention was that this hub is also the home of an entire civilization of people and the fourth members of the Alliance, the USW's Dwarves. With the shell of the cave complete, you can spot plenty of 1.17 and 1.18 elements here, with the giant dripstone stalagmites, glowberries, spore blossoms, and more. This is the ultimate lush cave to start our epic transformation in. Now, to kick things off, we're going to be creating a grand smelting area with the statues of the network's founders, which will later connect to a forge via a hanging conveyor system and minecart system. There will also be cave networks and geodes throughout the back wall. Since some of these aspects connect to the main city, we'll tackle certain parts later in the video. We'll be starting by creating a dwarf statue, feeding the cave's forge with lava, the Jungle King statue, bridging the lava channels to the desert and the mesa statues, and finally the Pharaoh and Wolf Chief statue, both of which are going to be holding a lava heating basin and a smelting vat.
It doesn't matter if you have 10,000 followers or just a few hundred. Print on demand is an amazing way to make money online, whether you're a YouTuber,
Twitcher, Instagrammer, politician, musician, artist, gym owner,
or even a dog. With Print on Demand, you can sell customized t-shirts, hats, and other items without worrying about printing, packing, shipping, or even paying for your products up front. Visit Shopify.com to learn more about Print on Demand and start your free trial today.
Instead of having numbers that explain how people are using my websites, I have graphic representations of it, like heat maps, or click maps, or video playback.
Hotjar is a critical tool for us to understand our users and identify any points in the conversion funnel where they might be getting stuck.
Landing gear deployed.
Docking complete. Commence power down. You are most welcome, Commander.
Cargo hold at maximum capacity. Landing gear retracted.
Detachment complete. You are go for departure.
Hull integrity compromised. Taking damage.
Commander, reckless flying will result in sanctions.
Scan detected. Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2,